Hello my friends, today we will be taking this photo over here. This is really easy shot to get and we will get right into it. I will show you how it's done. For the prop for this one, I will be using corrugated paper. I will leave a link in the description below of where to get this. I just buy mine on Amazon. It's very cheap and it looks something like this. It has texture lines. For this shot, I will be using white and I will show you why in a second. Let me just find my product. Now the reason why I use the white paper, even though I will change it in post and make it this greenish tone for this product, is because if I would use something, let's say the pink one, when you put light onto the pink paper, it will reflect back into your product and you will get a color cast on the white, so then the white will look more like pink. So I'll be using white for this. But if you don't have white corrugated paper, you could use any color and then it's an easy fix in Photoshop. So my white corrugated paper, I have a little stand over here, a little table from the other shoot that I did with the lens ball. And let's see, I need something to hold my paper. I will be using this prop. And this prop's main goal is to just hold my paper like this. And then I can put my mascara right here. So that's how our shot will be styled. Now, before we do anything, we have to take a shot, make sure we have a black frame, because I do have a lot of light in the studio, so I want to kill all that ambient light. The only light will be left will be the light from my strobes. So taking a shot, and there you go, we have a black frame, so we are good. The settings I have on my camera, it's 1/60 of a second, f8 ISO 100. Now for the background light, I will be using a speed light. This is a Godox V1 and I will turn it on and then put this diffusing material. This is just some Lee diffusing material. I will leave those in the description below as well. So the light will be shooting through the diffusing material and will make a little glow somewhere in here, and that will show in the background, make it a little bit more interesting. Now for the side light, I think I only need one light, because if I put one light on this side, it will be bouncing off of this white paper and it will light the product, will just bounce back light. So this paper will also work as a reflector. So I need to get my composition right. And let's see. I need to get this to come closer. Make sure the writing of the product is straight on the camera. We want to be able to read what our product is. All right, let's take a shot with our background light and see what it looks like. And it's completely overexposed. I have way too much light. I need to turn down the power. Let's see. Right now it's at half a power. I'll be turning it down to 128. So let's take another shot. Great, that is looking good. The background looks great. Now we need to add some light from the side. And I'll just be using AD100, Godox AD100. It's just like a speed light strobe thing. And I have it into this soft box. I'm going to put it fairly close, something like this, turn it on, and let's take a shot. And that is too bright. So, this is a half a power. I will take it down to 128, and let's see what we get now. And that is not bright enough. We need more power, quite a lot more power. So I will put it at 132. Better. I need even more power. Maybe 1.8. Let's try that. 1/8 is looking good. I'm going to increase it just a tiny little bit. 1/8 plus, let's see, 0.5. Awesome. That is looking good. Now we just need to go to the computer and finish editing our shot. This is the image we're going to edit, and as you can see in Lightroom, I already did some basic adjustments like, contrast, highlights, shadows, and so on. But now I want to take this image into Photoshop and do my, more advanced editing. So Command E to send it into Photoshop. And then in Photoshop, the first thing I want to do is to duplicate this layer, Command J to duplicate it. Now I want to change the color of the background to make it match with my product. And in order to do that, I need to separate my product from the background. So that means we have to make a selection. The easiest way to make a selection for beginners is to use the curvature pen tool, the one over here. And I'm just going to show you really quickly how it works. If I make a solid color, let's make it white. This is the way this tool works. When you click on your image and you keep clicking and making points, you see it wants to make a curve. And this is great, but what if you want to make a sharp point? Well, you can hold down Option, click on your point, and now you see it makes a sharp point. You can always even go back and click Option and click on one of your points, and that will make them into a sharp point. If you need to delete a point, you can click on one and click Delete, and that will delete it. So this is the way it works. So let's see how we will use this in our image. I'll hold down Z, click on this 100 over here. Now we're zoomed at 100%, and I'll start clicking onto my image and start making a path. So just like this, when you get to small corners like this, go very close to each other, something like this. And now I want that one to be a sharp point because I'm turning back. So hold down Option and click. And that made a sharp point, and now we are moving on and keep going around our subject. Just like this. And you see how it wants to make a curve, and it works really, really well. This method of selection is just as accurate as the regular pen tool, so it makes it really, really easy for beginners. You can always go back and add a point if you need to, or modify it, move it around. So just like this, we are moving along. So now I want to make close points, just like this. There we go. And I'm holding down spacebar, by the way, to move the image around. I can adjust these points. Oops. Like that. And now we continue with our path. This one is just a tiny little bit of nudging. All right. Now we can put them a little bit more further apart because it's pretty straight paths over here. And we are getting down to the bottom. We're almost done with our selection. You see how easy it is? Make nice and accurate selections. Just like that. There we go. And I need to make another point over here to adjust it. Click on my last point so I can continue my path. And there we go. Now when we click on our last one, the one that we started with, the first one, it closes the path, Command 0 to fit to screen, and you see we have a path. In order to make a selection out of this, right click on it, make selection. Here I like to keep a feather radius of 1 pixel, click OK. And now we have a selection, but you can see it selects the background, so not our subject. We need to inverse this. For that, we'll go to Select, Inverse. And now we just have the mascara selected. If we go Command J, we put it on its own layer. So now I can turn these two layers off, and you see we have a nice accurate selection on its own layer. To change the color of the background, I want to click on the layer below, and here I will take my brush tool, hold down Option, and take a sample of the color we want to do the background. So you see now in the foreground we have this green I just chose from this green over here. And now I will go to adjustment layer, click on it and create a solid color, and it will fill this layer with this green that we chose. Click OK. Now it looks terrible, so in order to make it look good, we have to go to blending mode and change it from normal to color. Now, if you don't like this green or you want to sample from a different part, you can always double click on this color swatch over here and then hold down Option and click something else, or you can just go over here and, make it whatever color you want. I'm gonna cancel because I do like the green I chose. Now, let's say you use the pink paper and now you want to change it into this green to go with the product, but the pink paper reflected the color onto your product and now your whites are not white anymore, they have this pink color cast. One easy way to fix that is to go over here onto selective color and then you select your whites from the drop down menu and you take down the cyan, magenta and yellow, and this will desaturate the whites and now we have pure white. If I click this on and off, you see the whites change to pure white. Now it also affected the background a little bit. It made it brighter, you see, on and off. If you want to only affect the mascara, what you need to do is create a clipping mask, and this is the button for clipping mask over here. And that means this adjustment layer would only affect the layer below, which is the mascara on its own layer. So you see now, if I turn it on and off, it only affects our mascara. If it's too bright or you're blowing out the whites, take down the opacity to something that looks nice. Something like that. Now, one more thing we need to do is to create another blank layer on top. And on this blank layer, I'll zoom it at 100% again. We need to take care of these dust spots. So for that, I will use the spot healing brush over here. And with this one, you just kind of drag on your little spots. Make sure you have it set to content aware and to the type here. And then Photoshop will replace these parts with content aware fill and just make it all look nice and blend in. And this is how we will clean up all the dust spots. So I'm not gonna do that right now because it will take me a long time and I don't wanna make this video too long, but this is how you do it and this is how I would edit this image. I hope this was helpful and you learned something new. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Skyler Ewing and I'll see you in my next video.